Wow, guys, what an insane trip. After 3 weeks in Acre, Brazil, 10 days of which were spent deep in the Amazon, sitting in plant medicine ceremonies with the Huni Kuin, I can say with confidence that this was one of the most challenging, amazing, and life-altering experiences I can imagine. I went on this insane adventure for 2 reasons: as research for my second novel, My Twin the Witch, which takes place in the Brazilian Amazon, and to offer my mind, body, and spirit a long-awaited reset after a very difficult year. First off, getting there. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. 3 long-haul flights.
Yes, this is our clown car. 7 people and all of our stuff.
An uncomfortable car ride on the most potholed road in the known universe to the river town of Tarapacá.
Come on guys, we only got like four more hours. Yay! We're gonna make it! I'm in Brazil. About to get on this river.
And an unforgettable boat ride on a 3-person canoe in a hell of a rainstorm.
I have never slept in a hammock. I've never slept in a hammock on a boat. I definitely have never slept in a hammock on the river in the middle of the Amazon before. I don't know about any of these people. They seem like professionals.
The sounds of the jungle at night were deafening and slightly terrifying. I oscillated between "this is amazing" and "get me the hell out of here" every 5 minutes or so. On Saturday afternoon, we arrived at the village, Aldeia Espelho da Vida, the Mirror of Life. Founded in 2018, this village is pretty new, yet rooted in ancient intention. Huni Kuin families from several regions came together to create a place dedicated to ceremony, connection, music, and the living presence of plant spirits. Throughout the year, they host public festivals and profound week-long retreats for Nawa, non-indigenous visitors. The village is well kept, with areas for gardens, banana palms, and colorful cabins. The Maloka, or the Ceremony Center, was built next to the school for children. This village is run fully by solar, lights, and even Starlink, and rainwater is collected in giant buckets. Never show up empty-handed. We got settled with our hammocks in a large screened-in cabin and took turns taking a, quote, shower. I wish I'd learned more Portuguese before I came. This particular community speak fluent Portuguese rather than their indigenous dialect. I have never wanted to speak another language so badly in my life. That evening, the second boat of Westerners arrived, and the celebrations began. The music of the Huni Kuin is powerful, upbeat, and the entire community joins in. Afterward, we had a simple meal of chicken stew and rice and played with the locals.
Good boy.
And then we went to bed as the sun went down.
About to fall into the nope category. Your home is up there, bro. You need to stay up there.
Although sleep didn't necessarily come easy. The next morning, we were given medicine baths by the Nebeya, or shaman. I learned the Western word for shaman here is page, but that's not the term that the Huni Kuin use. But I am wet from my limpia this morning. They gave us a beautiful water blessing ahead of our first ceremony, which will be tonight. We'll be sitting with the medicine. In the Maloka that morning, we were all painted with kene, geometric drawings that depict certain sacred symbols, mainly those found in nature. On my legs, arms, and neck, I was painted with the diamond patterns of the boa, a sacred serpent to the Huni Kuin, and also with the symbol of the village itself on my face. It was actually pretty jarring, seeing my entire face covered like that, even temporarily. But then I thought, that's part of why I'm here, to uncover whatever I'm holding onto a little too tightly, and see who I am without it. That night was our first ceremony with ayahuasca. The chief of this village, Tume, told us it was a light dose, though it felt quite powerful for me. The ceremony was challenging, yet sweet, with powerful physical purging and also delicate and nurturing insights for myself and my loved ones. All night, dozens of Huni Kuin of all ages drank the medicine and danced for hours, weaving in a slow, caterpillar-like line around the maloca. Their songs felt ancient and playful all at once, as if they belonged to the forest before humans had language. The next afternoon, we traveled by boat across the river to a colossal samauma tree, known as a mother tree, guardian of the forest. Around its roots, the villagers cultivate medicinal plants in a circle that they call a living pharmacy.
Isso tudo é mente poluída.
All of this is polluted mind.
Então ela faz essa limpeza mentais.
So Sananga makes these mental cleanse.
Here we learned about sananga, a potent plant used in the medicinal baths and in ritual eye drops that burn like hell, but are said to clear spiritual vision and invite good fortune. Whether coincidence or synchronicity, that evening I discovered that my sister and I were selected in the top 10 finalists in Eli Roth's horror shorts competition for our screenplay, The Exhibition. Good luck returned? I like to think so.
Essa é uma medicina que a gente consagra como uma dieta.
2 days later came the hapaya ceremony, a fiery pepper paste placed on the tip of the tongue with the beak of a sacred bird or a special brush. You keep your tongue out, saliva dripping to the earth for 10 long minutes. It is meant to remove the spiritual blockages that restrict honest expression. The goal, they say, is to sing like the chana, a bird that can mimic others but also carries its own distinct song. We followed a very strict salt and sugar-free diet leading up to it, and the effect was real. The second ayahuasca ceremony later that night was overflowing with creative insight. I received many downloads for not just one book, but several projects. Since then, my creative expression has felt lighter, truer, and less guarded. During that ceremony, the medicine spoke clearly. That's enough. You may sit with Master Combo, but wait to sit with me again. So I stepped away from the last night's ayahuasca ceremony and rested instead. If you work with psychedelics, I can't emphasize this enough. When the medicine says stop, stop. As Alan Watts said, when you get the message, hang up the phone. Combo was nothing like I expected. I had confused it with bufo, a different frog medicine known for visions. Combo does not give visions, it gives clarity through intensity. The secretion from a giant monkey frog is placed onto small burns made on the shoulder, allowing the medicine to enter the lymphatic system. You have to drink 2 liters of water beforehand, which is very uncomfortable, and then you purge it out in minutes on the medicine. Heat rushed through my body like a fever. Then I purged, and the nebeya removed the toxin. That was the peak of it for me. Others shook, sweated, coughed, and released in far more dramatic ways. The Huni Kuin call Combo nature's vaccine. They give it to everyone, including infants. One of the greatest honors was helping prepare the ayahuasca vine itself. I have seen videos of this process, but have never been invited to participate. The shaman and his assistants cut down the vine, and then it was cut into strips. We sat on palm mats near the heart of the village, taking turns smashing bundles of vine with wooden mallets until they softened into thread-like fibers. I kept gratitude at the forefront of my thoughts. Gratitude for the healing, the forest, the people, and this medicine that has touched so many lives. I left with a pretty serious blister and a deeper respect for the plant that I had been drinking for years. This village was on nature's timeline. There was no hurrying, no fretting, no organized schedule. If it rained in the morning, plans changed on the spot. If the rain spared us in the afternoon, the community would come together to play music, smoke tobacco, or play games together. It was so achingly innocent, so present, and so full of play for play's sake.
This is a really fun game. It reminds me of Crack the Egg on the trampoline. But basically, you're trying to break them up.
It's a feeling I hope to invoke more in my own life. We left after dawn on November 29th, boarding a larger boat this time, big enough for 12 comfortably, though we were 22. I perched on a cooler for much of the 36-hour journey, reading Kerouac and watching the jungle slip past like a dream I was already forgetting. I kept thinking about patience, how it's not something you practice, but something the world demands of you until you learn it. Even at my most exhausted, frustrated, or uncomfortable, I repeated a quiet mantra: "This too shall pass." And eventually it did. I returned to a home with showers, refrigerators, warm beds, and people who love me. Luxury disguised as normalcy. May I never take such things for granted again. I have so much more to integrate from this experience, but the thing that has stuck with me most is this: there are other ways to live on this earth. There are people who know how to be, without the soul-crushing anxiety we feel as Westerners when we're not doing enough or saying the right thing. There are people who understand how rare and precious life is, the true gift that it is, and how living in balance with our planet provides everything we ever truly need. Each morning, now that I'm home, I'm grounding on the earth, breathing deep, weaving a bit more ritual, a bit more reverence of all that is sacred into my daily life. If you're interested in donating to a stellar nonprofit that's working with the Huni Kuin, especially the women of this community, check out Living Gaia. Until next time.